I see it all, unfortunately. I see anger, I see crying, I see lots of things. And I can remember, I believe it was 1995, that I seen the biggest cut in the welfare system. Well, it's now 2012. There has been little change for these folks. They're not getting any more money. They're living on nothing.
I grew up here for 20 years. I have been homeless. I have couch surfed more than once in my short 20 years. And I have had problems with substance abuse myself. I have had problems with school attendance. And I have also lived off of only $450 as a teen on social services in high school.
Young mothers are supplementing their income in the sex trade. And again, another very hidden issue in our community, but something that was addressed for the first time, I think, about a year and a half ago. And it was addressed by criminalizing these women rather than addressing the true issue, which was poverty.
If you help somebody out of poverty using tax dollars, you've now you've gone a long way toward generating an income that will more than make up for the expenditure in the long run.
I'm here on behalf of Phoenix Rising. It's a women's center in Sault Ste. Marie. I have been a recipient of their support since emerging from an abusive relationship where I had been secluded from my family and the community for many, many years. I have benefited greatly from the support that I've gained through Phoenix Rising and am now enrolled in the social work program at Algoma University as a result of their encouragement.
Could we not put more attention and remove the blinders to realize that our youth shelter, as good as the people are there and as well as they run it, they have no choice but to turn kids away. I called them last week and they said that they have to turn away over 200 children a year, youth, not including those who have just called and there's not a bed for them. So then we wonder why. Why didn't they make it to school the next morning? Why did they get arrested or fall into depression and addiction? Why?
The downtown of our city, which is where most of the affordable, low-rent, low-cost housing is. And that's where a lot of the youth go because that's where they can afford to have a place, has been in many ways abandoned. They're closing schools, they're closing churches. All of the health services now are up on the hill.
The Women's Center is very small and overcrowded a majority of the time, and unfortunately, it is not yet even wheelchair accessible. Women also have to be turned away if there is not enough food for everyone or not enough space to sit.
Cutbacks to public services have a disproportionate impact, a negative impact, on the most vulnerable among us.
Layoffs in the public sector is especially unfair to women. 60% of the public sector workers are female, so it'll especially hit women hard. 80% are in healthcare and social services. Of that 60%, 80% are in healthcare, social services, education, one of the greatest cornerstones of society. Why would you want to chip away at that?
I have to tell you, when I go home at the end of the day, I am exhausted. Not physically, but emotionally and mentally. I know I'd like to retire, but I can't retire. Can't afford it.
We need affordable, safe housing and better, longer-lasting youth employment programs. We need these things for our youth and our community, and we need them now. No one can tell me we can't afford preventative measures when they're a fraction of the cost of what it costs for healthcare, the court system, or even someone's life.
And I find sometimes that they come up with all these reports, but you know what? They don't really take in consideration what us public sector workers do. The sad part is today, we should have some politicians in here listening to this. Till they listen to all of us as individuals, we could have a really good and a lot better productive Ontario.